Welcome back again, everyone. We're going to stick with the Emilio Cigars, but today we're going to switch gears a little bit. There is still one more AF series cigar, the AF1, which is going to be the Maduro. We will review it next week. It is a Robusto. But today, this cigar caught my eye on their website. It's called the Series H Maduro. Rather long Robusto, 5.5 by 50. You can see the word Series H under there. As you can see, it is extremely dark, and even the filler continues with the darkness. Again, like their other cigars, it feels nice in the hand. This is, I'll read from their website, this is why it caught my attention. This is a Jamastron Ligero Maduro wrapper around a blend of Nicaraguan and Costa Rican filler. It says it is a double Ligero cigar manufactured in Danlí, Honduras. And it comes in Robusto, Toro, and Torpedo sizes, boxes of 20. Good looking cigar, sounds interesting. This is a very well made cigar. If you can look at it, you can see it's nice. So let's see what this Series H Maduro is like. Alrighty, this is just a almost jet black cigar. Draws good. Draws good. Just a touch of firmness makes it interesting. There we go. That's what we took off right there. A lot of espresso notes. The pepper is pretty good. Pepper in this cigar is pretty much like a white pepper, believe it or not, in such a dark cigar. The notes, other than that, you have, it tastes like semi-sweet dark chocolate. There's really not much sweetness to it at this point. And a few cedar notes. When you have cedar wrapped up around that, in that much espresso, though, it's not a very sweet cedar at this point. So let's let it sit for a minute, and we'll let it come into its own. The Emilio Cigars Series H Maduro. Well, about 3/4 of an inch in, plus or minus, and I want to revise my assessment initially. I'm not really getting any of the dark chocolate notes any longer. You could argue that they are there, but primarily all I'm getting is espresso and a cedar. A lot of espresso, a lot. The pepper is about a 5 to 6. It's not as peppery as you might think it would be, but I would call it a white pepper. And the finish is a toasted almond, and there is some lingering pepper. So I would call the cigar at this point, with even being a double Ligero, which I really thought would be a lot stronger feeling and tasting at this point, but right now I would call it medium. And this cigar is covered with espresso notes, and there's no sweetness to it per se. They're just light hints of sweetness in that cedar. I would say you could revise a little more the flavors and add earth, espresso, earth, and cedar. Those are your flavors. So I would like to amend my initial assessment, and I'm going to take out the dark chocolate notes. Yep, they're gone. So that's where we are at the 3/4 inch point. Medium bodied, espresso, earth, and cedar with pepper at about call it a 6. Well, I'm about 2 inches in, and let's revise it again. It has, you still have your espresso and cedar. The cedar is light. The predominant flavor is espresso and unsweetened dark chocolate, because there is something else besides espresso in there and cedar. And that's what the flavor is unsweetened dark chocolate. If you've ever eaten unsweetened dark chocolate, it's not like a Hershey bar. So it is espresso, unsweetened dark chocolate, and cedar. The finish, though, has changed somewhat. It's more on the par of a cream now. A little toasted cream. And the pepper is lingering pretty nicely. So I would still call it medium, probably pushing medium to full at this point. But that's about the only change. So something like this might be good after dinner, because it is so heavy with coffee and the espresso notes and the unsweetened dark chocolate. That's what I would envision. We are down to the end, so let's wrap it up. The sweetness in the cigar went up just ever so slightly here toward the end. The cedar was the sweet player. There is the cigar finished up just like we talked about before. Espresso, unsweetened dark chocolate, and cedar with a nice amount of pepper, actually, about a 6. And the finish was one of a toasted cream and some lingering pepper. This cigar, if you like a lot of espresso notes and unsweetened dark chocolate, this would be a good cigar for you. The cedar notes are quite subtle. They are noticeable, but there's no significant sweetness and there's no richness there. So if there was sweetness and richness to go along with the dark chocolate and espresso, I would really enjoy the cigar a lot more. But be that as it may, it is what it is. The cigar ended up medium to full bodied. Never really reached the full bodied state, which I really expected it to with a double Hero. The Emilio H series Maduro is a heavy espresso cigar without sweetness, and that's where it lost me. So for that reason, I'm giving it an 85. The cigar would make a good after dinner cigar, but there again, if you're one that likes heavy espresso, try this cigar. You just won't have the sweetness there. And so there we are. That wraps it up. The Emilio H series Maduro 85.